Hey guys, Trietch here with Rokslide. Shed hunting in Michigan, my home state, and found that little guy. It's actually pretty promising for around here. You don't find too many young year-and-a-half-old deer with good genetics like that. Everybody shoots them. But I wanted to show you, I actually packed up the Kifaru Cavern today with about 5 days worth of gear for me. I realized about an hour ago I did not bring water, so I usually have either a belt pouch mounted Nalgene holder or a platypus inside with hydration system. I didn't bring either, so you'll find I don't have that on there, but do have most everything else. I want to show you basically how this guy looks with 5 days worth of gear. Basically my gear, wouldn't change. Here, let me first pop this off. Gear wouldn't really necessarily change too much, depending on the amount of days I'm going in. It'd mostly just be the amount of food, water. Hopefully you can find water where you're at, but anyways, getting off track. So this is the Kifaru Cavern with 5 days worth of gear for me. This pack can be used with a lid or without. Right now I'm using it without a lid. I did this all last year with the Reckoning. I didn't use a lid at all last year, and did it on the first hunt and kind of didn't expect that I would like it. I should say first scouting trip in August, and loved it. So I actually normally will have another, I think it's a medium-sized belt pouch right up here on top. And that's what I ran last year on the Reckoning. Was one high, one low, and worked out great. So this guy right here is based off from the Reckoning as far as its strap system. You've got 3 rows of compression straps that are not all one piece. They're actually, or I should say they're not all, how do you want to say, they're independent of each other. They're sewn in at these 3 spots right here on each row. So I can loosen the middle and pull everything out like this while still keeping the sides cinched together, and conversely you could do it the opposite. The side pouch for the spotter here is completely sealed this year. You don't have an open-ended top like you did on the Reckoning. You also don't have another one on the other side. Instead of a center zip like the Reckoning, you now have a side zip where you can access everything here, or you can access through the top. I leave this thing cinched at the top and almost all the time until basically the only time I think last year with the Reckoning that I opened the top was to get boned out deer in, or moose quarters, or moose, not really quarters, but giant bags of moose meat in the bag. Otherwise, I just leave the seat, or use the side. So back to the other side here, you've got the Hubble, I like to call it, and there is plenty of room for lots more in there. As you saw, I also have my puffy in there. You could probably put puffy pants, puffy top, and the 95 in there, and it seals completely up. So I've got my first aid kit and a headlamp, and believe it or not, that is my first aid kit. Extra battery for the camera. Got a vest, got a flash pullover, water that's empty, my food, bear rope, my water filtration, cook set, extra clothes, basically just gloves, socks, underwear, base layers. New Henry Shires tarp tent, I'm very excited to try out this year. A quilt. Actually hasn't been used in a few years. I just grabbed it for, I knew I'm not gonna sleep out tonight. I'm gonna be hiking back to the truck, but I didn't want to pack up and compress my sleeping bag that I usually use, so I just grabbed that one. And kill kit and pad. Oh, so that's it. That's about minus water, and I think I just realized another thing. I don't have my my little battery pack for charging up my phone and my inReach. But other than that, I think that's everything that I would normally have. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I missed something, but cavern is pretty darn big. As you can see how big this looks now, when I had everything in it and compressed down, it was quite compact. And you can imagine how compact it is when you pull all the stuff out. Maybe if you're leaving your camp in one spot and you're going to hunt from there and day hunt, it really compresses down well. I've done a few trips with it already this year in that manner, and even though I had a sandbag in there, I didn't have as much volume of stuff, and it compresses super tight, just like the Reckoning did. I mean, you've got 3 rows of compression straps, so you can suck it as tight as you need, and that sounded bad, but you know what I mean. And so that's it. That's the new Kifaru Cavern, 6,500 cc's, side entry, single spotter pocket, 3 rows of compression straps. I want to say it's rated at 3 pounds. It's got the handles. These are, you know, I remember when I forget which bag was the first one that Kifaru started sewing these on there, and I thought, well, that's just I'm gonna end up cutting those suckers off because it's just extra material I don't need. That just, you know, might add an ounce. Well, I don't know how many times I picked my bag up by these things now, and I haven't cut them off. So sometimes you gotta listen to the designers and not be so stubborn. At least that's what I've learned. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll pack this back in here. You can see how everything goes right back in. I feel like I'm missing something here, but I didn't go off the gear list. I just grabbed a bunch of gear. So, and my beer. Lay that down. Before I had that spotter in the, the puffy in the spotter pocket, I'm going to put the spotter in there by itself so you can see how it changes the, kind of how the pack looks. The spotter pocket is designed in a way that, put all my clothes right where they're easily grabbable if I get cold. Before I tighten this guy down, I want to show you what I'm getting at here with the spotter pocket. So you can put enough stuff in here that kind of bellows out away from the main compartment of the bag, or you can leave it with just the spotter and it almost kind of sucks in to the, you know, if you had a cylinder of your bag, it kind of almost sucks into that, so you don't even see it extended out past the bag. And I'll tighten these ones down first so you can see what I mean. Oops. Oh, by compressing that one first, it actually is, it doesn't even stick out beyond the bag. It's pushing it more inside of the bag. And there's plenty of room. I said you'd have no problem sticking an entire deboned big mature buck in this thing, with head, with antlers, and all your gear for 5, 6, 7 days. And it also has a meat shelf. I forgot to add that. It does come with a meat shelf. I'm not a meat shelf guy. I probably will not run it with it. But Aaron has a real good example of it on the Kifaru website that I'll have links to, so you can see what it looks like when you detach the bag, have the meat shelf engaged. If you guys like that, like the meat shelf. Personally, I'm not a fan of meat shelves. Carry a contractor bag, put the meat right inside of the bag. Contractor bag keeps everything nice and clean. The only thing I haven't stuck back in there is the pad that I'm kneeling on. That would go underneath here where I had it before. There you go.